it's just one problem after another with me. My life is a series of unfortunate events,
Mm.
unfortunately. Let me show you the nice sunshine we got going on here.
Yeah, it's lovely
Just I couldn't
weather
leave the
at
house
least.
for this coronavirus stuff. Bunch of bullshit.
It's it's just, I don't know, is a question mark really, because yes, people are dying and there are a lot of like issues, but at the same time, it seems like a psychological terrorism.
Oh, it definitely is. The more I do the research, I can't sleep at night, and that's all I do is read and look at those videos. And I'm seeing stuff about the underground tunnels that they're using for trafficking, and those are all around the world. Trust me, that's a worldwide network of tunnels. It's not just here in the United States; it's everywhere. I see them under Jerusalem. I see them a lot of places, but I'm hearing stories from child sex abuse survivors. They're saying that the doctors are being told by the government to falsify death certificates and say, even if this person died from cancer, also add that they'd had COVID-19 just to inflate the numbers. That the hospitals are getting more money for people if they're dead from the coronavirus or if they have the coronavirus, so they're giving false positive report. It's just crazy what's going on. And then in behind the scenes, our constitution here is on hold, it's suspended, so that's how they're able to force us to stay inside. You know what I'm saying? Now they're saying that you have to wear a mask in New York City or you can be arrested. Okay, I told you they tried to duct tape me into the hospital room the other day.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was very scary.
Yeah, but that's why, I mean, it's they're doing it also to make people psychologically collapse. So
Oh
the,
yeah.
the more you like, you don't have to pay too much attention to all the news that you hear, because your brain literally will have a meltdown. Like we need to isolate for how as much as we can, and like just keep ourselves inside a little
Turn
bubble of.
off the TV. Turn off the
Yeah,
mean,
TV.
but
yeah.
we don't have, as I said before, like it's better not to give them the power of scare you, because this is what they want. They want a population of people in panic, but they want to just make people think that the crisis is still here and the coronavirus and this and that. They want to see you going in desperation.
Now
This is.
let me ask you a question, because I mean, I'm getting all kinds of information. It is almost like an overload, a sensory overload of all this information about the pedophilia and the sex trafficking and the organ harvesting. Now, let's figure in the aliens into this, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, okay, so the latest things that I've been reading are
Mm.
that there's a reptilian alien race that's controlling us, mind controlling us, and then the gray aliens are their foot soldiers. I cannot take all this shit.
I know, so that's why I'm saying just breathe. So aliens exist, okay, and there is nothing that we can do about it, because we're not alone in this fucking galaxy. I mean, the the
Pretty much.
the, the galaxy is like infinite,
Yeah.
so it's
And
impossible
we'd
that
be
we are.
stupid to think that we're not. I mean, it's how many
Exactly.
dimensions are there? They're talking about the 5D, fifth dimension.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but this is the point. Like, the world is way more complex than what they taught us at school. And now, this misinformation that we received are basically disappearing, because the truth is
There is
coming
not
out.
only the material world,
So it's not only about physicality, so other alien, other species. We have reality overlaid on top of this one.
Right.
So now I'm here, and if our third eye was super, super open, we could probably see entities here next to me.
Yeah, like okay, so you've heard about the Pleiadians, the
Pleiadians
Hyperions.
are still aliens, yeah.
Yes,
But
yeah, yeah.
I'm
They look
talking
like
about
humans.
like, yeah, yeah,
You're talking
yeah.
about the reptilian ones and the gray ones
The,
and the insectoids and the
there are a
Jesus.
lot of them, and they're not all evil. Like, it's the same for humans. I mean, we have good humans and we had bad humans, and there are good aliens and bad aliens. That is,
Right.
it's just this, it's just nature, um, but those information that we receive during our life in the school system and in general, they gave it to us to be more confused and to be
Yeah,
more far
programming.
away, yeah, and to be more far away from the actual truth. And now what's happening is that we have an overload of information, because now they're all coming up like mushroom here and there,
Hmm.
and people can get shocked.
I'm
But
shocked.
yeah, but this is what also they wanted. They knew that there is so much that a human brain can handle. There is so many. The awakening has to be gradual. Instead, in 2020, even me communicating with my angel, they told me that the 2020 is the year of the revelation, in which means that all the lies are
Going to be
destroyed.
exposed. Right.
Yeah, they're gonna be exposed, but it's a dangerous game, because I can make up tomorrow another fucking theories, and we can collect 1,000 amount of
Pieces of
new
information.
theories.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, people talk about aliens, fine, it's true, alien exist. It's true that there are reptilian, it's true that there are Pleiadians, it's true that there are ghosts and spirit and angels.
Hmm.
That is true that there are an inner earth, like people who lives underneath
Hmm.
the
Subterranean.
surface.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And now there is also the theory of the flat earth, which there are a lot
Hmm.
of people that are going with that as well.
Yeah.
So all of this what happen is that when you have too much truth or too many theories, yeah, people start to shake, because your balance, everything you knew before is
Is
being
getting
rem-
imploded or exploded into. You're like, oh no, what? This is where I'm at because in the beginning, in January, like I told you, I got really sick in December. I haven't been sick like that, I think, my whole life. And I felt like I was really dying. I could not breathe. I knew that there was something wrong with my lungs. And I went to the hospital. I started putting things started to just pop into my head. And I started piecing things together. And then me and my monkey mind, I started researching this and I saw a piece of a chart this guy made at the Great Awakening. I don't know if you saw that on my post. Big pink chart with all kinds of stuff about the Pleiadians, the rainbow, this and that. And I started each thing that I look up, it leads you in a different direction, and you go further down the rabbit hole. And it's a big long hole. And I wish, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss, right? Like people walk around just go, getting up,
thinking
going
about.
to work. They don't care about anything. They just go to work. They care about eating, sleeping, taking a shit, piss, and taking a shower and doing it all again the same day, whatever. But maybe they have religion in there that they go to church every week or whatever. I've always been real skeptical of religion. I grew up, my mother had baptized me Episcopalian, and then I grew up going to Baptist church. And then she converted to Catholicism when I was 12, but I wasn't in the house at that time. I was in the state custody, like I told you.
Oh yeah.
So it was very confusing for me. And then I started researching other religions, Hinduism, um,
And that was
Islam.
spirit that was trying to call you anyway.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm more of an I believe in omnism, which is like there's a little bit of truth in all religions. And when you do the research into Christianity and Judaism and even Islam, like they're all from the base Egyptian Kemetic religion. Like they have to do with a
Yeah, but
male
yeah, because we
child.
we are all connected, and religion has been modified to suit, like to serve people that wanted to control us. Because if you think about like the origin of the world, the
Mm-hmm.
first civilizations, uh, they had basically, no matter in what part of the world, but every one of us started through rituals and dances and pray to nature and then different gods.
Right.
So, the commonality are there in every race, in every part of the planet.
Yeah,
But then,
look at the days of the week. You got Sunday, which was basically worshiping. It was the sun. Everything came from. All right. The way I look at it, our Christianity came from the Egyptians, and they worshiped the sun, and then they changed it because it was paganism. And you know I have, I guess, I have ancestors that are Celtic over in Ireland. My name is Colleen Dowell, so they had other stuff that they believed in, and Stonehenge and ritualistic sacrifice and whatnot. And
yeah,
even in
because,
the Bible, they were sacrificing people.
yeah, exactly. I
Abraham
mean,
sacrificed his own son for God. I mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
exactly. But that's why the church, they just modify the information. Because, like, for me, since when I was young, I was receiving messages from spirits, and those messages did not have a label. You understand?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
the teaching are universal.
Right. It
Uh,
wasn't like, oh, this is me, God of Christianity, and Jesus
no,
is my son.
exactly.
And
There was messages of how the world works and how the spirit works, and there are good spirit and there are bad spirit, and there is the good and the bad cannot be separated. So, like, making a religion exactly, making a religion that talks or depict only a saint dressed in white is not a real religion. Because you meet spirit or you meet spirituality in the most darkest place, and that
hmm
is not coincidence.
oh
You
no, I
become,
know.
you
Listen,
become
listen to me.
closer to the divine through the bad experience.
When
So,
I used to be in trouble, I've been in a lot of trouble in my life as a child. As When I would get in trouble and I would be sitting in the detention center, which is like the juvenile jail, the kids jail.
yeah.
I would be facing a charge. I would be facing, time to go into a hospital or something. And I would always, oh God, please. I would get out my little Bible that they gave me and start reading it. And, it seemed like whatever was going to happen, it usually turned out okay. Sometimes it didn't, but I just, what was I gonna do? I felt things. I felt sad. I felt angry. I felt whatever, but it seemed like a lot of my life has been on autopilot. Like it's not even been my thoughts
No,
controlling
because
my actions.
because they programmed us. They program us. I mean, this is what happened. I mean, I went to school, and I remember when they were teaching me about the Big Bang and how the Earth was, how the Earth started. And I remember me sitting there, and I had this constant whisper that was telling me, "It's
So
bullshit.
bullshit.
It's bullshit." And I was so young, and I felt so different compared my friends, because they were like telling me off when I was stating that, you know,
I don't believe there's something not right about this. You were
yeah, and
raising questions.
yeah, I was making question, and even I was arguing with theologists, because my professor of, in Italy, religious Christians, we had the theologist as a teacher, and he was telling me that the truth is only one. And I remember me sitting in this class, and I became completely cold, almost I started to sweat, and I stand up and I was like, no, the truth is not one. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna call your parents, how can you doubt what I say? And
Blasphemy, right? They're considering you a that's heresy, that's witchcraft, that's
yeah,
blasphemy.
but the thing is that I was so innocent and I was so young, and like the things that I was saying,
You
I
couldn't
was
have
out.
known. You didn't know you would
Yeah,
not
I
have
mean,
been able to know them unless it was something that
that came
came.
from within, exactly. And you know, even later on when I was going to church, I was always arguing with priests. Like I'm famous in my town for that, but
Same, same here.
is because you know they were telling me how to communicate with God or
How
with
to
souls.
think,
So
how to
and
pray.
exactly, and for me, I was angry because I was like, listen, God speak to me with animals, angels speak to me. So why are you here with this book, with this Bible that I know there are a lot of truth in the Bible. There is a
Hmm.
lot of truth in the Bible,
But it
but
was
you
written by a man, so it's not
exactly.
like it was a magic pencil that was writing this, and you know what I'm saying. It came from a man. Men are liars. I mean, they're cheaters. They're thieves. I just there's so many discrepancies and so much. I argue with a lot of people, and particularly my son's father, who he's a Pentecostal.
Oh my God. Okay. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so imagine,
Yeah.
my son is, he's telling my son this, he's telling my son that. um you can't you can't believe in well, you can't watch Walt Disney movies. It's almost like they're ruining the innocence of children. And but then, once you start doing investigations, you realize that Walt Disney was a big pedophile, and there's a
Yes,
lot of
but I
stuff.
mean, but this is the point. In every single topic, my love, there is no one topic that does not have a bit of black. This is the nature. Like this is just how things are.
Right.
And you know, when we try, that's why I told you even when we were messaging, I was saying like, don't. I know this anger, and I understand it because I was in it as well. But we need to calm down because there is nothing that is pure light and there is nothing that is pure darkness.
Right. That you just got to try to find the balance. And it seems like recently my thoughts have been pulled toward this dark shit, and
Of
I
course,
don't
but
like it.
because
I wish
because
I would have never known. It's almost like I prefer, but see, not me. I've been the seeker of knowledge my whole life. I I'm very smart, whatever, book smart. I excelled in school. I skipped grades because of the way my education went. I didn't go to school. I was forced to stay inside these hospitals and stuff, so I was educating myself. Therefore, I was able to skip 2 grades from 7th grade to 9th grade. I was doing high school work in junior high school. So they allowed
mm,
me to skip, and I didn't graduate. I ended up getting my GED, my equivalency diploma or whatever. But I have always been somebody that wants to know. I need to know everything. I want to know everything. And so once I find one thing to learn about, I research it until it's making me crazy. All
yeah,
this
but
shit.
this is no, but this is the point. Like even knowledge, you know, I've been arguing a lot with people because actually I am the opposite.
Uh-huh.
I don't like education in the way that they educate us. I mean, I don't like the school system and knowledge is good, but what are we, I mean, if we are not sure where this knowledge come from, you know, is it that good then? I mean, of course there is good knowledge and there is stuff that we need to know, but from the other side the history has been written by the winners,
Yeah.
um
And it's been
historical
warped,
event, and you know,
distorted. They
yeah,
don't
and
put they don't put a lot of the stuff in the books anymore. It's not
exactly.
it's not fair.
and
It's not
and
it's not
and then
just.
they train you in this way. They train you that you are an empty vessel and needs to be filled up with information, and this is not what spirit told me. When I was little, spirit told me the knowledge is already inside you. We have been reincarnating in this planet for so many lives, so we have been through so many life. So
Listen, it's funny that you say that, because there's a lot of times that I'll do something, or I'll be somewhere, or I'll see something, or I'll hear something, and I know this. I've been there before. I've seen it
exactly.
before. I've heard it before. I've done it before. And it's just so strange, because you're right. They're trying to make us forget all that and the
Yeah, no,
magic that you're talking about.
is always, there is always this dark and light. Like, yes, knowledge is good, and it's true that it's good. But at the same time, if you think that your knowledge only come from the outside, you are lying to yourself, and you are not actually discovering the spirit inside, the knowledge that you have from within. And nobody speak about reincarnation at school. Nobody
Right.
talks about that we have been mastering this life already. I had vision of my past lives, and once I was a man, once I was an emperor in, I don't know, even I was in a palace, and I was a man. I was full of hair, and I had like a red toga, and in another life I was a woman, and in one life I was rich, in one life I was poor. So it's like all this, they are trying to fill us up with wrong knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and they are not telling us the
The
spiritual
true nature, the
knowledge.
true nature of ourselves. They're trying to
Exactly.
repress our magical abilities. Like you said, we all have this, and we were, look, if you think about it, people were doing things with the elements, the wind, the water, the fire, and the what's the other one?
The
Uh,
air and
the air, fire,
earth.
water, earth. Right.
Yeah.
So a lot, they're trying, they want us to forget about that.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly.
they program the Jesus and the God is in heaven, and don't, God, don't believe in magic. Like, I started to really get interested in that, and I've always been interested in a little bit more of the occult stuff. you know Not saying that I am not a Satanist by far. I am not
No,
trying.
but that,
I
that
mean,
that
I
is
don't
the
even know,
label.
because
That is the label that they want to give to everyone who does magic. You are a Satanist, and it doesn't work like this. And anyway, I've been defined for so many years like a Luciferian angel, and in the beginning it was hurting me, because I was like, dude, I never hurt the fucking fly, so like, how can you even think that? But in reality is, again, that there could not be a god if there
with
is not
yeah.
evil.
Now
So
look,
like,
aren't they one
they
and the
are,
same? Aren't they
yeah,
the same?
they are,
Because this
yeah,
is what
because
I
they are
started to realize.
they are the opposite manifestation of the same thing. Like everything in life, if you take any topic, like let's talk about the day and the night. The day is one thing and the night is another thing, but there are two versions of the day. You understand? Like, you have a
Yes.
day, and there is the sunshine version, and there is the night version. And then, even when you talk about small things like personalities, like one person can be too humble, and one person can be too
Too
ego
arrogant. Yeah.
or
Too
arrogant.
arrogant.
Like, they are it's not that one is bad and the other one is good, because if you are too nice, you become a fool. And
That's
if
me.
you
That's me.
I,
I'm a damn fool all the time. I get
exactly,
taken advantage of. They use me. They suck me dry for all my money, and I'm tired of putting my back on the ground to let people stand on me and get up. But it's been like that my whole life, and I really need to develop the ability to say no to people,
yeah,
because I'm very.
but did you see where they tricked you? They tricked you because when you are little, they tell you that you have to be nice,
You have to be good.
without actually making you see that if you are too nice, you are as much bad as a Satanist, because you will get take advantage and you don't have respect for your own self. So being too good is being shit towards you, and
Yeah.
being too evil is
Shit
being
towards other
evil to
people.
other. So these two people that seem the opposite, in reality they are the same thing. You
Well, I
understand?
would like to develop my sense of being an asshole to people, because it's not working out for me these 44 years
Well, but that
of
is one thing that we need to master. Like, we came in this planet to learn essentially that. Like, I met narcissist and I met fool. You understand? And I was one of the fool one. I was the one always taken advantage of, and I was creating a war against narcissists. I was saying to people that took advantage of me in my life, I was like, oh, these people, they're gonna go to hell, they're gonna receive their karma. And then Spirit told me, they are like you. They are the opposite
Just the
manifestation
opposite
of
end of
you.
the spectrum. Yes, yes, yes. Now
So
listen
if
to this.
you are angry with them, it means that you did not understand your lessons, because they, if you were strong enough, they wouldn't have hurt you. So if you did allow them to hurt you, the fault is yours, and you should be angry with yourself, not with them, because you didn't have the boundaries to say no or to say fuck off. Like when they fucked us up since little, because when they teach you that there is a wrong and a right, when you teach this, you fucked up the human brain, because it's
The
not true.
psyche. Yeah.
It's not true. There is not one good and one bad. This does not exist. But by teaching you this, they teach you that you have to stay in one of these two sides. They teach us to point fingers instead of realizing that we have both in us. We have the bad guys and we have the good guys. But some of us bring out the bad all their life, and some of us bring out the good all their life. And the lesson was to learn both. You understand? So they literally fucked us up because.
And let me tell you something, Alice. I'm
Mhm.
tired. I'm tired of this life. I'm tired. I'm weary. I'm discouraged.
No, no, don't say that. Don't say that.
There's more to this than meets the eye. And all I'm doing is what I feel is right.
Our point of view, it's so little and limited at this reality, at this material world, and nobody takes the effort to take yourself the fuck out of your city, your town, and your job, and just go and sit into a star and look from up, you know.
Right.
When you understand that how many opinion, how many different truths, how many even scientists, there are scientists that says the sun give you vitamin D, and there are scientists that says the sunshine give you cancer. So even scientists
They
have,
can't agree. Yeah.
they can agree. So, and for many other topic is like this, even for vegan, there is like vegan people have one idea, but then there are people who are supportive of the paleo diet, and people who thinks about that we come from monkeys, so we should be eating insect. So there are so many different truth and different
You could everything has once you start thinking about one thing, like I said, it's so vast that
exactly.
everything goes off on a tangent. You can start talking about one thing and it can go this way, it can go that way, it can go this way, it can go that way. It's just limitless, the
Yeah, exactly. But that's
possibilities.
why they trained us to judge. They trained us that somebody
Is
have
not as
the
good as us.
ultimate.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, there is this ultimate truth that the scientists have, or whoever the fuck have, and it's an illusion. It's an illusion because
Everything is an illusion,
there is not,
apparently.
yeah, there is not an ultimate truth. So we need to stop our monkey mind that has to have everything under control and always being the arrogance. I know is like, this is what I believe, but this is what I believe for the amount of knowledge that I have. Because if I was an alien now that has thousands of years of more evolution than us, then maybe they don't, they have flying machine, and they all the fucking, they have another truth because they discover other things. So, you know something that is tangible and secure, like they tell you, I don't know, electricity. How do you do electricity? This plus this is equal electricity. Okay, until now. Because maybe there are aliens out there that manage to do electricity with a blink of an eye.
This
And
is what
so,
I'm figuring. Look, this is now it's confusing and it's getting to be too heavy on my head, because now, when you start researching ancient civilization and then you look at the Baghdad battery and you look at all the reverse engineering, they're saying that the government sold our souls to these aliens and now they're controlling us.
well,
And
that is
oh my God, it's
but
too much.
yeah, but that's why I don't want you to go in too much to this. What that really matters is the beliefs that are beneficial for your day-to-day life. Like, it's always the same story that the shaman used to say, that we have the two wolves inside of us. We
Yes,
have
and
the black
whichever one you
wolf,
feed
and it's the
is the
one that you
one.
feed. And so during your day, if you spend so much time researching the darkness, hello, beautiful. If you spend so much time researching in the conspiracy theories and the darkness you need to spend enough time on researching on the good thing as well, because
Give it
otherwise you
some
are
balance.
feeding.
I like
Yeah,
that
because you're
spiritual thing that you did.
what did what
The one with the fire. With
Your,
the
your,
you
your
like it.
temple, we watched it
Oh,
together.
you should do it as well, say to your mommy to create a temple in your house. You put candles and you can just
Mommy
act.
did that thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm
Because you
trying.
are a little shaman,
He's so cute, right?
He's amazing. He's so beautiful. He has very good energy. He's a Pisces, so
Yes, he's a Pisces.
yeah.
He was supposed to be an Aquarius, but thank God. Just kidding.
The Pisces are the cleverest
I,
one.
I have questions about the whole frequency thing and the fact that the Italian government, they changed the frequency from 432 hertz, the tuning of the musical instruments back in the 1900s, the early 1900s. They changed the frequency. The Italian whatever Federation music whatever, they
Okay.
changed the frequency from 432. They changed it to 440. This was done by the Italian government, and then the United States adopted that same thing. So basically, all the instruments that we play and that are tuned, they're tuned to the 440 hertz frequency,
Well,
which is not a natural frequency, is what I'm
yeah.
reading.
I mean, is not that, like, it's not that every instrument that is tuned like this create damages, let's say. Okay, so it's not really that heavy. What is the problem with music? It's the music, or let's say the frequency that come out, especially from TV. Like, I'm highly sensitive to noise and
Sounds. Me
yeah,
too.
sounds. And like, if a TV is on the background, even in a really low, like,
You hear a
sound,
humming or a buzzing or something in your ear, right?
like, yeah, like my all, like, I start to twitch. It's really weird. Like, my body just, I I I feel out of tune, and I need to run and switch it off to and I start to breathe. Yeah, so
Again.
the all this stuff that the people are becoming aware of, from one side, is good, but we have to be balanced to be able to handle it, because otherwise it puts you out
Look,
of
I
track.
mean,
But
and
this is all that comes about the fact that you are thinking and overthinking too much. And this is because every time we think, you have to think about the mind is the same thing. Like, the mind is good but is bad, like every topic. So the mind is good because it allows you to think, but if you overthink,
hurts.
it hurts. It hurts because every time you make a thought is not something that is tangible. a thought is an energy form, is an energy waves. It's something that is in another layer of the reality. You cannot take a thought and take a microscope and analyze it. It's something that does not exist in reality. It is in
Oh, I'm
another
sure they've
layer.
tried. I'm sure the powers that be have tried. Like, how Adolf Hitler was experimenting on people with cold and hot and doing this. I'm sure they would love to be able to physically get a thought, you know what I'm saying, and make
Yeah,
it
no, but
something that they can study.
yeah, they cannot study, but they figure out how to make people having more and more of them. This is what the only thing that they discover is how to put us to think more at the point that you have a monkey mind and not a functional mind. You have a mind that chatter a lot, but in the end of the day, all that chatter doesn't fix absolutely anything. So it's a waste of energy. And considering that we have to keep our energy really tight, because it's like money, you cannot just throw money everywhere. You need to be conscious of the amount of money that you have. And for the mental energy is the same. Every time you do a thought, you are giving energy. So if in your day, every thought that you are having, you are giving energy.
Oh,
So
I'm so tired.
imagine how much energy you are wasting. So
All of it.
exactly. So what is even the point of thinking if you are just wasting energy that doesn't actually fix your reality?
And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. What happens with me. I don't want to think about these things, so I drink alcohol. I try to use drugs just to
Exactly.
forget about all the things that I'm thinking about, because it's a brief, temporary escape.
Yeah, it's a temporary escape. Exactly.
But it makes me feel like 10 times worse.
I
The
know.
next day you'd
Of course.
feel like shit.
But that's why I talk about demons a lot in my channel and with my customer, because those one are demons. We try to, so when they are too many, we cannot handle them, so we try to escape. Then we take our escape, and then the day after they come back again. So
double strength.
so the real power is being able to allow them to flow, but without being affected by them. So if you one thing that happened in my awakening that really really helped me was observing my thought. So I was just imagining myself sitting.
Mhm.
I was imagining myself sitting and just looking at them like I was at the theater, and they were doing all sort of things. The one voice was coming in and say something, another voice was coming in and saying something else, and then another one, blah, 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 blah. And then you realize that you are not them. It's like a show, it's like a comedy that goes in front of you, but you are not them. You are a spectator, you are an audience to all this drama, you understand, that goes on. And this is facing them. This is facing the demons. Allow them to play, allow them to do their little show, allow them to chat and bollocks and respond and question and answer and everything that they do inside your head, and recognizing that you are an entity apart, like you are observing them, you are not them. It's just a play. It's like a show. And the more you are aware of this, the more at some point they don't have any effect on you. You see them, they act, they chat, they do, and it's like seeing a dog that bite his tail, and at some point you become just the spectator of it. You understand? And at some point they leave, because when they see that they cannot possess you anymore, that they cannot get you anymore, because
They move on to the next victim.
yeah, they go away, because they're like, oh fuck, we are doing all of this and she's not getting upset, she's not getting drawn in by us, we are not possessing her anymore, we're just playing here and she's just there sitting and observing.
Now
And
let me ask you a question. Wait, you practice meditation, right?
No, I don't.
I cannot. I want to. I bought yoga
No, I know.
mats.
No, it's not. No, I can. I practice that contemplation that I talk in my ASMR. I prefer to just stop and observe. I get lost in the veins of the leaf, you know. I zone off by watching the wind playing with the leaf or with the fire.
I like the fire. The fire. I like water, fire. You know,
Yeah,
I can appreciate each one of those things. So yeah, I feel like that's where I need to put my attention, is not toward religion with
no,
God
yeah,
in the sky and heaven and hell, but actually the things like you said, the water, the air, the earth, and the fire. I can relate to those things and they make me feel better. Even if
exactly.
it's just going to sit at the beach, would love to be able to meditate for 20 minutes a day and just sit still and
Yeah, no, but
you know.
the when you do this contemplation is exactly the same thing, and you train. It's not something that come. It's like everything. You cannot become a master in meditation from today and tomorrow. I mean, it's something that takes time, and contemplation is one thing that allowed you slowly to be in the present moment. And like for me, another thing that I always used to do is like sitting in a really ugly place, and I do this to challenge myself. Like I used to go in places like that there was, I don't know, a field, but the field was like all
Full of
muddy.
weeds.
Yeah,
Yes.
muddy, and there was not a nice view, and I was just sitting there and just forcing myself to find the good in it. Or I used to take my camera and I used to take picture and then finding the most crazy filters just to make it look, to find the magic even in the places that there is not, you understand? And your brain slowly it start to change all those programming, because this is how we've been programmed. We've been to programmed to worries and to always see the negativity. You know, I'm late at work, oh the weather is shit, oh my life suck. And our brain just goes in it's like an automatism. It becomes like automatic. You wake up in the morning and you think all the things that go wrong, how much unlucky you are, how shit your life is, and it becomes just an
A
old
never ending
CD.
cycle, a cycle
Yeah,
of bad, you know. Yeah. And like you said, okay, so I'm starting to try to understand manifestation and the law of attraction. And you know what I'm saying? And it's hard because all this stuff did happen to me. I can't make that up. Everything that happened to me, it actually did happen that way. And it's just like, okay, I can't forget about it. It's not easy for me to turn off my memories, you know, of
yeah,
the
but
bad things.
you
But
don't have to turn it off, because you are what you are thanks to the past. So for how much you can be angry with your past, you cannot really be fully angry with your past, because it made you the person that you are today. And you understood values and you understood greater things thanks to your past, no matter how bad it is. You know, manifestation story, there are people that have been abused, raped, woman that has been thrown acid on their face, and today they found the
inner
beautiful in the
peace, the
ugly.
inner
Yeah,
peace.
you know what happened to you is not you. What happened to you formed who you are, but it's still something that does not exist, exactly like the thought, the chat in your mind. They are here, but they don't actually exist, you understand? And your past is the same. People, like, I have so many people that I counsel that they talk to me and they start, no, because this happened to me and this happened to me and and
That's
I'm like, oh,
me. That's
yeah,
me. And as
and
soon as I started talking to you, this is all I could say is look at all the shit that has happened in my life. And then I posted something a couple months ago that said, oh, it was a lady. She was like, I'm so tired of life not killing me and only making me stronger. You know how they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? She said, I'm so tired of life just not killing me and only making me stronger. Like I'm getting tired.
yeah, it can be a burden, but at the same time is like we cannot change the past. So at some point you can process it as much as you like. So you know, you can sit down, and this is one little step on the spiritual awakening is that sitting down and analyzing every single event that happened and understanding every single event what caused in you, and what caused in you in a good way and in a bad way. And when you process it all, because I went through my life year by year, I sat down, I discovered traumas that happened to me when I was 1 week old. My brain was able to show me something crazy that happened to me when, and my mom actually confirmed it to me. And but anyway, after we scan all of that happen, after we realize everything that happened, what it caused in us, at some point we need to let it go, because okay, and then, I mean, do you want to hang on to the past forever, have this anger forever? At some point is like, well, okay, I analyze it, I understand it, it made me stronger, but now it's time to detach from it, because I'm not that 1 week old baby anymore, or I'm not that person that received that abuse anymore. Yes, I did receive it, that I learned, I saw things, it made me stronger, but now I can detach from it, I can let it go, and
Well, look, here's how I feel about that, because I feel like in some respects I've been able to do that with certain aspects of my life, like the childhood trauma from my parents, from my father, from everything. Because if I hadn't, I would not have brought my oldest son, who's now 22 years old, to my mother and just decided to forgive my parents for all their transgressions and their sins against me, and let them come back into my life and be my parents. And I forgave them, because if I had not done that, then I would not have had the close relationship that I started to develop with my mother as an adult, and also my father. I've been there for my father, I think, more than, my younger brother. We have the same father, and then we have other siblings that we just had the same mother. But, you know, there's things that happened when my mother got sick and then she died. My older brother took her money, and there was
drama.
jealousy among the siblings. And now my father's here, he's 77 years old, I'm trying to help him. And if I would have held on to all that, there's sometimes that I still get angry and we argue about it, and he tells me something and I'm like, hey, watch it, because I could say this about what you
You
did.
have to stand your boundaries, that for sure. Remember, you're not a fool. I mean, there are what people don't understand is that we came here also to heal ancestral pattern of behavior that was toxic. In some families, they are like this probably because their parents were bad to them.
Oh,
And it's
listen, I found out so much about my grandmothers. My grandmothers were evil
exactly. So
bitches.
you see, is a change that repeats its course in every generation. And we came here also to heal this, to stop this toxicity and move on into a healthier family, in which, in this way, our future generation, the generation that come from you, will not be toxic anymore. So we
Well,
are the
listen,
healer.
I want to heal people, but I've hurt my children. I've hit my children. I've yelled at my children. I've cursed at my children.
Yeah, but
And and now my oldest son, he's a good boy, but he has a very an anger and a hatred towards me that I can't.
yeah,
I
but my
can't.
love,
And my
that is,
daughter too. My daughter, and I feel like I'm ruining all. I feel like I have really hurt my children, but
yeah, but we can make mistake. You're not God. So I mean, as in the same way you receive some injustice, it happens that you did injustice to others, and you try to make it better. You said you're sorry and your apologies, and is there
but when
is
it happens again after you say you're sorry. Like how do you justify this? How do I stop this?
well, that's why you need that balance in yourself, because you cannot repeat mistakes over and over and over. Otherwise, is about the law of karma, and of course, if you keep doing mistakes, you have to
I
accept.
feel like I don't deserve to live. I feel guilty. I feel ashamed.
No, okay. You can feel all of this, but you can always change, and is in the same way you forgave your parents, is gonna be up to your children one day to forgive you. And you know, it is not something that is in your hand. You can do the best as you can, but that is their mission. Their mission is to go over and, you know, forgive you and understands that we are human and we make mistakes. So
I don't want to hurt my kid. I don't want to hit him. I just sometimes it's just a reflex action. And then sometimes I talk to him crazy. I don't want to talk to him like that. It's almost like
and this
it's not me.
exactly, but this is because you still have this soul searching to do. You know, you still have stuff that needs to come out and needs to be fixed, but you cannot give up in yourself. I mean, you cannot say, oh, I cannot change, or I keep making the same mistake. You will find the strength to be the example that you want to be, and they will find the strength to forgive you in the same way you forgave your family. So everything will go in the right way if you keep positive, and this is the point, like, of controlling ourselves, because our thought and our emotion, they work, they touch us, to let them separate. So, you know, when they tell you listen to your mind or to your heart, or it's like, and they're not separate in reality. When your mind is clear and is stable and it doesn't get triggered, you don't respond in bad way. You know, still today, when I have people that drive me mad, in the past I used to answer immediately, like, whoa, rah, 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 why are you? Now that my mind is completely clear and there is never bullshit chattering, when somebody triggers me, my soul tell me, like, something is triggering you. What is it? You know? And instead to attack the source of the triggers, I look into myself, like, why is this person making me feel like this? And it's not anymore about them, but always come back about me. It's always you. Everything come from you. And it's a matter of practice, and it's a matter of simply stopping that chattering and stopping that immediate response. You know, when something drives you mad, you breathe. You breathe it through, and you ask yourself, why am I getting mad? Is it something wrong with me or the other person?
Well, I know that my son, he's 7 years old. He's so smart and he's so good. But sometimes, I know that he's purposely doing things to upset me. And that's when it's funny because I'm getting better, but not fast enough for me. I want to be better
Oh,
now. I want to be
no,
better
don't.
now.
Well, this is another thing. Like, we cannot have immediate result, and this is another programming. You know, they taught us all our life to have immediate satisfaction. You know, smoke and you will feel good, drink and you will feel good, work hard and you will get money. Everything is about quick
Instant
satisfaction.
gratification.
Exactly. And instead, the soul evolve with
Time.
patience
Time
and
and
time.
patience.
Exactly. And the more in rush you want to feel about something, the more you are actually pushing it away. Because when you want something now, the vibration that you are putting out is a lack. So luck is coming to you. Instead, when the vibration that you put out is, I'm fine, the fine will come to you. But because we have been programming exactly the opposite, I mean, you have to be patient with yourself. You have been, I don't know how old are you, but like, you have been
44.
44 years of programming. You need to be patient to yourself in order to destroy this program, because it's like a computer. You, even if you have the best hacker in the world, if your computer has been programmed in a certain way, you need to work to program it in another way. So the patience is vital. And is exactly when it's like this when we feel desperate.
Which is often for me. I feel desperate a lot of times, and like I was telling you, there's many times that I've contemplated suicide. It's been many times, and over the last 10 years, you know, with everything that happened with my daughter and then with his father, and just everything is just becoming so heavy on my head,
Of
on my
course.
heart. I know, I understand now completely how people are able to choose to kill themselves, because it was never I couldn't understand, like, why would you do that, how could you do that, but now
No,
with
it's
this,
easy. It's easy in reality. It's very easy, but it's not the solution because unfortunately, when you kill yourself,
you
you
just repeat life in another form. I feel like I'm
you
greater than
are
this, or you know,
yes,
like I'm trying to develop this sense, this awareness that things are not what they really seem, but it's
no, but
scary.
you are looking for your higher self, which is the best version of you that exists right now, but it's hidden by this programming, by the past and
By the
everything that is
demons.
the process. Yeah, I mean, but you are already looking for it, and this is already something that you don't have to take it for granted. Like, it's very it's amazing what you are doing. It is amazing what you are trying to dig in. The stuff that you are going, they're very deep things, and most people don't want to go there. You are already a superhero only for trying, because I tell you, like, they are scary shit. They are
Scary
scary
shit.
shit.
And then
Yeah,
when I start thinking about it, I'm not really scared. I just want to know why these things exist and why it's possible that these things are happening. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But then sometimes I don't remember my dreams very often at all. But
mm.
there's only a couple times that I have nightmares, you know? Um, like when my mother died, did I tell you that I had a nightmare that I was getting killed in a bad way? And then once I died, I was in another situation where I was getting killed again. And it was like a repetition of me getting
Mm.
killed. And
This is very
I couldn't
interesting.
I couldn't come out of it. I had to wake myself up, and I was like crying when I woke up.
Well, that are all. This is the point. The universe gave us messages in many ways and sign in many ways. When we are onto something, when we want to discover something, the universe, you need to be, your mind needs to shut up, because the sign that you receive are really subtle and little. They can come through dreams, through animals, through
The
coincidence,
numbers, they chased me
numbers.
all day for many years. I've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 11, 11, and now it's all just repeating numbers, triple digits. 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Not many sevens, but eight. Not
And
many
those are
7, 8s or
those one
9s.
are all the universe that is trying to tell you that you are in the right track and you are receiving the information that you need. So always being like, have trust the process, trust the time that is taking, because you cannot have
Everything
all the
happens for a reason. Like,
exactly, but and also you cannot have the answer to all your question when you think you are ready. You understand? Like, so many time I was crying to my angel and I was telling them even off. I was like, I am ready. I've been talking to you since when I was young. How come that you don't want to tell me this? How come you don't want to? And they were constantly telling me divine time, divine timing. I wanted an answer 1 year and I had to wait 2 years to receive that answer. And then when I received it, I realized that I wasn't ready to handle it at that point. I was sure, no, I want to know. And in the end, after those 2 years are gone, I was like, fuck, thank God the answer arrived now, because if this answer arrived at that time, I would have had a brain collapse. They would have taken me to the hospital, because I didn't have the strength to handle this truth. And so nothing, the spirit and the universe gave us when is the right time.
Now, let me tell you what I think that all things will be answered and all questions will be answered when you die.
No,
I mean,
they will be
no?
answered before, believe me.
Before you die, but then you die and you can't say, oh, I know this now. I mean, because I feel like it's just right at that moment, right before you die, that everything becomes clear and it becomes revealed. Because
Well, for sure, when you know, we decide on a soul level, we decide before to be born, the most of the traumatizing event that we received, we kind of agreed before to be even born. And this is something quite fucked up because, and then when you die, your memory come back and you laugh because it was all a show planned even before. And it was planned because you had to reach certain conclusion. You had to learn certain things and you agreed to this before even to be born. So it's a funny game, really. And, you know, the mistake that we don't have to do is exactly killing ourselves, because when you kill yourself, you then wake up and you realize that everything was planned already. You allowed this to happen. You agreed to this. And so when you kill yourself, the mission start again because you did not learn. You did not understand. So
that's
there
what's
are,
kept me. That is, I believe, knowing that I'm just gonna be reborn into another form and I'm gonna repeat the
the
same
same experience. Yes,
shit
yes, because
is why I haven't done it, because I've been
is
this close many,
exactly
many times.
is here, is now that you need to develop, not when you are dead. Is now that you need to see the other perspective. Is now that you have to see behind the illusion, not when when you're dead, because when you're dead you know already that everything is an illusion. Is now that you don't know. So everything is here and is in this
Everything
way
is
for a reason.
awesome. You know the Lego movie, everything is awesome.
But actually it is, you know, it really is. Like, sometimes we can complain so much, and then in reality you think it takes so little to realize that you have food, you have a roof, and you have life, and everything can change, and you can still sing, and you can dance, and you can find the joy, and you can respond in different ways to things. So the power is now, is only now, you
That's what
know.
I want to be more like that, because I do have those epiphanies, those moments where I realize that I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be here with everything that I went through. A person without the strength, physical or mental, would not be here because they couldn't handle it. So I feel lucky. When my mom died, I remember I was laying outside. It's my favorite thing is to lay outside and get a suntan. In the summer is my favorite time. So I was laying there and a butterfly. My mother loved butterflies. It came and
Probably
landed.
was hair,
It landed on my foot.
and it was hair for sure.
And I see the same butterfly. I saw the same butterfly for a while after she died. And I'm always seeing butterflies now. Now, when I see them, I think about my mother. So I try to think about what she went through in her life, how she felt. And I try to, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. So when I feel judgmental or I feel angry or I feel cursed in life, and then I have to think about having my kids and not losing my youngest one when he could have been taken away from me many times for my mistakes, and I've been blessed to be able to keep him. But then again, I have the demons that are telling me that I don't deserve him, I don't deserve to live, I'm a bad mother, I should not hit him, I should not curse, I should not, so it's tough. It's a tough balance, like
Yeah,
you said.
but you see, it always and always come from the fucking mind. There is always a good voice and a bad voice, and it's like, in reality, in every moment, we need to look for the silence, because this is what,
Enjoy the silence. Yeah.
yeah, it is, because uh, for me it was the same. It was a constant battle, what I should be doing, or what I deserve and what not. And in the end, it's just a fucking radio that goes on. It's nothing real. It's nothing. It's just voices.
It's
You
a state
understand?
of mind. It's a
Uh,
state of your mind. It could be 1 minute. It's like 1 minute I'm happy. The next minute I could be crying. So I try to think about happy things, because the more, like you said, I dwell on the bad stuff, the worse I feel. I feel everything, and I feel it a lot.
but again, is even not to take life so serious. When if children, for example, I had this a guy that I was helping, that he was like, oh, my children, they make me angry because they started to shout inside this shopping center, and I become really angry, and I'm not able, like, they trigger me and I'm not able to calm down. And I said, why don't you do like them? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, sat in the floor in the middle of the supermarket and start to do like them. And he was like, oh my God, Alicia, but why are you telling me? I was like, listen, just try, okay? And he told me that he did it. And the
And
children
the
were,
kids were looking
yeah,
at him like he
yeah,
was
the
crazy.
children were shocked. Like, they stopped immediately to do whatever they were doing, because they were like, oh my God, my dad is going insane. And he started to laugh, because he was like, I was taking this so seriously. I was taking life so seriously, when in reality it's not that serious. We are in a shop. There are plenty of mad people that do crazy stuff. I can be one of those. Why do I have to be always serious or composed, and everything have to be, I can sit on the floor and shout as well and have a laugh, and the things take a different turn, and find always the funny part in this life, because we're gonna have others, and this is just one of them. And
It's like when when I get upset at my son, it's it's the rare times that I can he starts crying, and he's like, mommy, stop, stop. And then it's hard, because I've already gone so far. And then I'm apologizing to him profusely. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then he's telling me, but you do this all the time, like you're not sorry. You're like,
yeah,
and that makes me, it destroys me, but it makes me angry again. And then it's just,
yeah, because it's a tantrum. It's like, it's a behavior that you've been adopting for so many times, that it's difficult to exorcise this demon from you. You're just so, and but in reality it takes a little, because, like, why have you got to be angry? I mean, kids, like, they can paint a fucking wall, they can shit all over the house, and the wall can be repainted, the shit can be cleaned. Like, there is nothing really that serious that is worth
the
this
stress,
negativity, this stress. It's like,
oh, I want to be like you when I grow up.
well, you are already in a really good path. So I'm telling you this. Like, I have customer that I mean, people that ask me for help, that I turn them off, because I can see that they are not helpable. Like, I see people that they don't want, they just want to complain. They are not looking for the solution. They just want to find somebody to complain.
I
And
feel like that's me. I do
no,
that a
no, you're
lot.
not.
I do
You're
that a
not.
lot, but I don't know how else to 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 get my point across. I want to be better. I want to so badly. I want to be better. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be enlightened, and I want to ascend. I want to do it all.
Yeah, but you are doing it, because this is, remember that every time that we want to look for the best version of us, the universe send us the worst demons, because they're like, you really want this? You really want it? They test us. We are constantly tested. And if you know, this is part of the path, so you are in the right one. We often think that it's gonna be something or somebody to help us, and the harsh truth is that the help can come only from within and only there. And I've seen many healer or people that describe themselves as healer in YouTube or in many websites, and the first red flag that people really need to look out for is that a good healer will always direct you back to yourself. A good healer will never tell you, I fix you. Never. A good healer will always and always get you, turn your energy back to yourself. When we are needy of love, it will never come to you, because it's the same vibration, is the same thing. You are putting out there, oh my God, I need someone. And it's like, well, if you need someone, you are telling to the universe that you don't have something. And so the universe will give you nothing. Instead, when you are in a powerful position, you don't need anything or anyone. You're not a needy person that needs love. You find the love in yourself, and then like a miracle, pam, the love come into your door. And it's only when you are full of love. That's why it's very difficult to explain when people ask me about God presence. God presence is something that is undescribable, because it's like an empty space but is full. And is that opposition that I was talking to you about, is that empty but is full. Like now, when in the past I used to be so needy. Oh my God, I needed cuddle, I needed attention, I
How old
needed
are you?
29, 30.
Oh, wow. I'm 40. I could have been your mother, technically.
But anyway, and now I feel this empty space, but in which is full of things, and it's so difficult to explain to people. I don't need anything because I have everything, but what I have is nothing, and in that nothing there is the full. So the opposite are always the same things. I don't want you for 1 second to think that a guy or any relationship which could be friends or could be a boyfriend, can make you escape from your demons. Your demons need to be faced alone. You will be in charge of yourself or your situation, of your health, of your children, or how you behave, or your happiness. And it has to happen with no one. It has to happen with no boyfriend, no friends. Even the friends that make the minimum drama, you need to put them out the door. Any person that make drama, and even if it's yourself, you will have to punish yourself if it's you making drama, because the drama is one thing that sucks the hell out of you. Instead, now you can relax. There is nothing to fight for. You are on your own. You are looking for your own peace, and is always a reflection. Like our action is a reflection of always something deeper, and people don't even the smallest things are a reflection of something within. Even when I started to do my YouTube channel, like if I watched the first video that I made, I was angry. I was making the video saying, oh, you people, you don't understand, fuck anything, the things are like this and like that. And then I was coming down. I was like, yes, Alicia, you are trying to help people, but you look at one video and it seems like you want to kill everyone. So are you sure that you want to help them? And in reality, it's because I still had anger from what happened to me, and anger for the fact that people are not awake. And in reality is, well, if you want to awaken people, you cannot go on their throat with a knife, can you? Because this is not how you're going to awaken them. You're going to awaken them with love and compassion, and you cannot have it if you are not relaxed yourself, if you don't let all this anger go Like,
how do you,
you
but
know,
how do you do this? How do you deal with the fact that you're one way and you know that, you know, what you're trying to do, but then I still get amazed and shocked. Like I feel stupid sometimes because I allow these people to manipulate me or use me or whatever, and I just can't understand
because
how they're not like me. Why
because
can't they be like me?
yeah, but because this is, you want to force your reality in others, and this is not possible. You know, like my angel always tell me, if you are surrounded by donkey and you want to teach them to speak English, you cannot. And you cannot get angry with a donkey. Why are you forcing them? Just accept that they are donkeying, you
Relax
know?
and let them
You,
be whatever they're gonna be.
yeah, have to detach yourself and understand that, well, if they understand, fine. If not, not, you know? Like, I had so many, for example, scientists arguing with me because, you know, I keep saying that there are multiple truths, and they, of course, they are scientists, so, you know, they are brainwashed, and so
They want things that they can touch and
yeah,
feel and
they kept telling me,
experiment.
you are an ignorant and you talk like this just because you are ignorant, and I actually took a deep breath and I realized that most of the mystic people, from Osho to Sadhguru,
I'm
they were
listening.
not forcing their reality into people. They were talking, and whoever wanted to listen, listen, and whoever don't agree, they can go, you know, like, we need to be more relaxed about it, you know. It's not everything about life and death.
I
If
want to relax so bad.
at this time, the important thing is that you need to find the peace in yourself and in your situation, and especially with nothing. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. No one will help you, no boy will help you. You will need to find your mental balance and your centered
And
completely on your.
sex is not the answer either, because
No,
it's
sex is
always
not the
been.
answer, and alcohol is not, and cigarette is not, and you realize that you literally don't need anything. It's not about food, it's not about drugs, it's not about people. The happiness is, and the power is in you just breathing.
I feel that way too. Like my mood swings like a pendulum on the clock. It could go 1 minute I'll be happy, and that's why if you look at my fucking Instagram, it looks bipolar as fuck. 1 minute I'm, I'm up, and then everybody's like, "Oh, wait. First you were the one with the mask before everybody else, and you were saying, 'Oh my God, it's airborne. Oh, like this is coming to the United States.'" And I'm really serious. I was
Yeah, but this
already.
is, you see, is because everything that you see triggers you in something. So you have this, oh my God, then 5 seconds, no, but maybe it's not that bad. Then somebody come in, make you angry, I mean, oh no, fuck, maybe I should have said. And it's because you react immediately in everything instead of just detaching, like, things will flow in your life, but you can decide how you react on it, you know? You can decide how you approach things. And if you find yourself to have a fast temperament, just learn to breathe. You know, when they say you are angry, count until 10, because the brain come, you have the initial reaction is like, and then you count, you know, actually, oh, but okay, maybe I don't give a fuck really, you know. It's like you need to try to control the fact that everything triggers you. Like, even when you, in the beginning when we start talking, I could see that, like, you were answering me and you were like, "Ah!" And it's like, well, of course you don't find that balance because you have all this crowd, all this talk, and you get triggered by it. Demons make party with you because they know that they show you a candy and you will run there, open the candy, eat it, and then you feel guilty. You need to try to stop thinking and stop feeding your brain, because the more you are feeding your brain with all this stuff, and it's not gonna help you. As simple as that. It's like I always try to tell people this analogy. It's like, imagine being in underground in London, okay? There are thousands of people that run and speak at the phone, and you cannot have clarity in the middle of so much crowd. It's as simple as that. Like, you're looking for your happiness and you will not find it in the middle of different topic and different conspiracy theory and different issues. You understand? Like, it's not
I
your
need to
mind.
turn it off. Turn it
Yeah.
off.
And I
All of
don't
it.
care what you need to do, but you will have to find a way to do it, and it's your responsibility to find a way to do it. And is vital because, as I said before, you are feeding a
The wrong
monster.
wolf.
Yeah. And the wolf that needs to be fed now is the wolf that find laugh in little things with your children, the wolf that find happiness in little things, the wolf that find happiness in nothingness, alone. You don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a job, whatever it is, like, you are fine, you're still breathing, you are beautiful, you have children, like, you're blessed. So what
Oh,
the
you know
fuck
the
are you
wolf is my
looking for?
spirit animal, by the way.
Good.
Good
So
Lord.
let me know how it goes in this week. But I really recommend you to do that thing, even if it's just 5 minutes, to observe the wind, to get
Yeah.
yourself lost in looking at leaves and how they're made and the colors, and just laugh with your children. Like, and every time your mind start, just learn how to be aware of this machine that goes on. Learn to be present and feel like, oh my god, it's going now, it's going, let me breathe.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, let me exercise, I used to take my head and put it underneath jellied water, like super cold water, because I was so it was starting and I could not stop it, and I had to find extreme remedies. But you just
Right.
have to switch off your brain. It's not about hating or loving. It's just about getting distracted with good things and
Yeah.
try to breathe. And you
Breathe.
breathe it out.
Just breathe.
Yeah, just breathe. All right.
Just breathe. All right. All right. I
Mhm.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I I don't know if you believe me, but I love you for your help, and I do appreciate you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I'm going to try to take your advice. I'm going to take your advice, and I will
Good.
be in touch. And you sleep well.
Yeah. Mwah. Good night, my love. Bye.
Bye.